Hi everybody, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome. Here I am with another video, and I didn't even plan on having a video today, but I'm in the middle of organizing my craft room, and I said I would pop on whenever I had anything that might interest people. And it is Thursday, so I'm going to do kind of a craft organization Thrifty Thursday video. So here we go. First off, I am trying very, very hard this time to not purchase a bunch of organizational things that I don't need or that are expensive. Because I think what I tend to do, and maybe other people might do this too, is you get overwhelmed and you buy a bunch of organizational things before you even know exactly what you're going to do with them. So I'm kind of going through my old stuff that I did not get rid of last time. I kind of just stored them in the garage. And I'm glad, because I'm actually reusing a lot of that. And not only that, I'm walking around my house finding things in other places that I can use in my craft room. I'm sure we all do that, but I thought I would show you a few things that I found that maybe might interest you. First off, of course, we all love our boxes. I love boxes. Some are better than others. This is an iPhone case. I love these because they're so sturdy, and what I use them for, and I'm going to reuse this one, I just haven't messed with it, is I take these little I don't know, things that you put inside your drawers for things not to move around, and this happens to fit my my distress ink here. I think this one, oh, that one's even better. Won't move very much at all. This kind of keeps it from moving around, and I put one on the bottom, and you can put a couple of them in there if you want to, and then put your little distress tool, or just maybe put that in there and keep it on your desk. These work great also for sorting in your, I had like that little drawer sitting there, and I will use these to sort things in the drawer. It's great so you can pull it out. But anyway, that's one of the things I do. The other thing is, like, okay, this was a box. My son got us like a knife set for Christmas. And these long boxes like this, I think there's candy boxes, all kinds. These are great to put in the IKEA drawers because they're so long and they fit in there. You always need places, you always need something to divide things up. And yeah, you can buy dividers, but these work really good for stuff like that. I love, love, love boxes like that. The other thing, one of my sons got us these Tiffany champagne glasses. I don't know what that was in on there. And they came in these gorgeous, in this box, okay? And this is a beautiful box. And I'm going to leave it just the way it is. And, of course, I'm going to use it. So, a lot of times, just look at, you know, gift boxes that you get. You know, you can buy really gorgeous boxes, too. But you can always alter them. We all have our scrapbook paper laying around that we could use, or even our digital paper, and we could certainly do things with that. The other boxes I like to use, let me get those real quick, are, I buy paper, and they always come in these really neat boxes. I think this is from Southworth, and they're just perfect, of course, to store different paper things. And I have these kind of stacked up to where I have different things in them, almost like a tray. Now, of course, you could, you know, put paper and decorate them and do whatever you want to do. I use them just like this, but I have them all over because I have a lot of them. The other thing is stuff like, got a MacBook, and it came in this amazing box, which of course I couldn't throw away. And this is perfect for, you know, storing things. I'm going to decorate the outside of it a little bit, and definitely this is not going anywhere. So, you know, it's a very sturdy box. It's something that you can reuse very easily. One thing too is think outside the box. It sounds kind of weird, but this box is the perfect size to cut down. You would cut it here, you would cut it here, and here, across here, and that you could cover it, and that would work great to store paper and things like it, you know, as a divider, just like the ones that you would buy. So think about different types of cereal boxes, stuff like that, that you can use for that, and save yourself some money. The other thing is, don't forget jars. Anyway, so you can store all kinds of things in jars, and I love doing that and having them around my craft room. For little things, this is a little dish for dog food that was in here, just a little for my little dog that we had. And these are great to use in your craft room, just to have store little things. Great to mix things in. Stuff like that you can reuse. You know, a lot of times the frozen food things come in those little dishes. They work great. And then, you know, you can throw them away. This is something that you can buy at the dollar store or anywhere, Walmart or whatever. This works great for storing this is a little pill box organizer, 7-day pill organizer. These things work great for little tiny pieces for jewelry findings or little metal things or beads. You know, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, go sort through your stuff in your house. You may have some of these that you can use. I think I have mentioned these before, but these work great. These are the little sorters or storage containers that you can buy in bulk for like meal prepping. This works great to store little pieces and parts, and the top stays right on there. Stays on there really good. And the great thing about it, see these little indentations, they stack, so you can use that in your craft room. The other thing is, don't be afraid to reuse things. This is a tin that my husband got some butterscotch in. Don't be afraid to do that. And if you don't like how it looks, you can always paint it and make it look however you want it to look. The other thing is, I like using things like this. This is just a flower pot, and I can use it to corral things, like if I have, you know, a bunch of paintbrushes or things like that that I need to put somewhere. This could work as a little trash can on your desk, which I'm thinking about using it for. But just, you know, think outside of what you would normally use things for. But anyway, I didn't have much else other than that. I did have a few other things, but I wanted to kind of talk about something I'm going to do today for myself that is also thinking a little outside the box. I want to make some little Lazy Susie little turn things. I bought these, all this stuff. This is all from a thrift store. And you can tell by the colors how old these are. And I have cleaned them, but that's kind of how they are. But they're a plastic Lazy Susan. And I have 2 of those. I bought some of those plates because I thought these look cool. This has a little chip in it, but it's a little plate that would look really pretty in my craft room. And I've got this little pink one. I got this little, it's like a little vase, and I thought it matches this. I don't think that they necessarily came together, but I'm going to use that. The other thing that I want to use is I bought these from the Dollar Tree, and these are just some plastic little serving trays, and I thought this would work really great because of all the dividers in it, you know, to make something with that. So I'm going to use that. And I bought this at the thrift store. It's a little candle holder. You can buy those at the Dollar Tree. And this is just a little candle holder thing. We're going to use that. And I have some, you know, scrapbook paper and some lace and some glue. So let me put this aside so that we can do this. So first off, I'm going to work on this one. And I think what I'm going to do is I want to cover this with some paper because you know, I'm just not into that color, and it is going to show a little bit. So what paper would I use on that? So all I'm going to do is I am going to take this and, you know what, let me try. Well, it's not going to matter really. I'm going to just go ahead and circle around this. All right. So, and then I'm going to cut it out inside the line because I want it a little bit smaller. And it doesn't really matter if it's absolutely perfect because you're not really going to see it that much, but I am going to try and make a circle if I can. And I will show you how I deal with, there we go. Hopefully this works. Let's see here. Yay, finally it fits. Okay, as I said, it's not a perfect circle, but it'll work. And I am going to just take this, but I'm going to go, first off, let me get my pen that I was going to get. So, I don't know if this is going to work or not. This is a metallic pen. I don't know. Let me see if it'll work. Yeah, I think it will. And I am just going to go over the top of this like that. And that is going to just change the top color of it. Not that anybody, I think, will be that picky, but I'm going to go over that. So I've made the top all pink. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to just kind of do the side. This is the little lip part here that won't be covered with the paper. And I'm just going to take my metallic marker and go all the way around. And if you want to, you can do the outside. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to be covering it. And I'm not that picky about it, but it's up to you how you want to do it. And then this will go in here. And so any pieces that you did not do perfectly are going to supposedly, you know, here, I think I got to trim that just a tiny bit more right here. Let's see. All right, let's see if we fit in there good now. I think that's pretty good. Now I'm going to just put this on here, and I am going to use my hot glue gun. And that's another thing here. This is just a ceramic flower pot, and that's what I keep my hot glue gun in because it can handle the heat, and it just sits there, and I don't care if it drips in there or whatever. Can peel it off later, but that's just another handy thing that I have. So let's see what I need to do here. It looks like it's a tiny bit still too big. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that up just a little bit. make sure it fits in there good. Right? Okay, so this should fit now. And I'm going to just put that in there, and if there's any other little spots when I get done, I can go back in there with the marker and, okay, right there we have a spot I got to go. There we go. And just put that in there, and we will be covering all of that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just put some glue on there. Not a ton. And you don't have to use hot glue. I'm using it because it's fast. Let me get another glue stick in here. And my hot glue gun is really hot, so it stays hot for a while. So it gives me a little bit of time to work with it. So I am going to do that. Of course, you could use any other glue that you want to use. I'm doing it just because it's fast. So I'm going to spread that out a little bit because I have time. And then I'm going to put this on as best I can. Well, this really needs to be moved the other way, but I didn't. It's already drying, so that's the bad thing about using a glue gun, is because it does that. Let me see if I can pull that up a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, to get it in there. There we go. Oh, one more little spot. And you take your time and work with that. I'm doing it faster just because I'm trying to get it all done in this one video. I've got something else I want to show you, so all right. So now we got that in there. And if you want to, in any little spots that are showing, you could go back in and just take your little pen and kind of do those. I mean, that's just, well, here I need to cut it a little bit more, obviously. I just actually just plopped it in there crooked. It would have fit if I had paid attention to what I was doing, but I didn't, so. Okay, so anyway, you guys get the gist of it. So we're gonna just do that and get all those little ends in there. It doesn't really matter as far as, you know, I'm concerned, but you can be as picky as you want. And on the ends, I have this trim that is pretty small. It's about 1/4 of an inch. Let me get a drink real quick. And I'm going to just put this around the edge. And if you wanted to, you could paint or color the edge. I am not going to be that picky about it, but I'm going to just take this and do that. And I'm going to let it cool off a little. You can see the steam. My glue gun is hot, let me tell you. So I try not to touch the glue too much because it can burn me. But, you know, everybody's got to use what they think will work for them. And I'm just going to put that right here. Now, I had planned on putting this on the bottom just for looks, you know. But I'm not sure. I might not do that. What I think I might do is take this and put this there and do that. Because I think I'd rather have a flat surface down here to store things. So what I'm going to do, I have already cleaned these off with alcohol. I'm going to use this for the top and this for the bottom. And I am just going to take my glue gun. Now, you can use E6000 or super glue. I'm not going to do that, but if you want a permanent bond, you can do that. I'm not going to do that because I actually kind of don't want it to be permanent. I'm going to just actually put my glue. Here, I'm going to move it off of there in case it drips. All along the edge. And actually, you could put some paper down there to give you more of a bond. And I'm going to eyeball the middle, which is kind of hard to do sitting down, but I am going to try and do that. Let's see here. I think that looks like the middle right there. Right? Okay. So now that I've got that on, I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on top. And I'm going to put a lot more glue up here simply because oh, we're dripping. I don't want it to drip. I can take that off later. But I'm going to put a little bit more glue on top just because of the fact. Now this is really where you would need your E6000 or your super glue like this. In fact, I might even put some on there with it. So you could put some of that on there with it, and what that'll do is that'll permanently bond it for you too. I'm gonna have to find the cap. Okay, and then you're just gonna put this on the middle. Okay, and kind of smush it down so it's even. And the glue is going to kind of dry eventually, but the hot glue will keep it there until it's dry. And so then you've just made this cool little Lazy Susan. Here, I'm going to put this other piece on there. It's coming off. So there we go, guys. And you know, it's kind of cute and it works, and then you can have it on your craft desk. It'll hold, you know, just about anything. That other glue will go ahead and dry, and it will make it more permanent because you put both on there. But there we go. And these are all things I got from the thrift store. So like I said, you can, if you wanted to cover this little part that I did in here better, you could put lace or trim in there too. But I'm going to have all kinds of stuff just stacked on there. And look, so there you go. That's it. It's all done. I am going to put this aside, and then we're going to look at doing something else. Now this glue that I got, it works a lot like E6000. It's called Fix All Adhesive, and E6000 is this. All right. And this stuff does the same thing. It's kind of expensive. I like using this a lot because I can get it at the dollar store for $1.25. And my E6000, a lot of times, it tends to dry up every time I open up a bottle. So, you know, I tend to use this other glue a lot. Okay, so now I have this other Lazy Susan here. And what I'm going to do with that is I am going to use these trays on there. And I'm going to use that paper. So we're going to basically do the same thing, and I will probably just speed this up so that we can get through it. But I'm going to put this on there. Find my pencil again. We're going to put some glue on there. Oh, let me get another glue stick. All right. So again, I'm just going to kind of so let's see if I can do this right this time so it actually fits. Maybe not. Oh, it did. Okay, good. All right, so this time I got it in there right. So it did fit, and there are some gaps because it's not perfect, but that's okay. I think we're good. Now what I'm going to do is I have these little trays that I bought at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to put one on here, and I'm going to just put it to where it is going to just spin around. Let me see if I can center it good. I think that's pretty centered. So you're going to see this underneath it. So I am just going to go ahead and do that first. And I'm going to get some glue and put it on the bottom. I don't think it's going to take that much. All right, and I'm going to stand up because I want to make sure that I can center this as much as possible. Okay, I think that's pretty good right there. Right? Okay, so that is, I want to smush it down and make sure that that adheres pretty good, and it should because it's paper. And you could just leave it like that and have a tray like that, but I kind of want it to be a double-decker. So I have this candlestick, and it doesn't fit in there perfectly, but it fits pretty good. And I think what I can do is put that in there, and then I'm going to put this on top of it. And this has enough surface, and it fits pretty good there. So that should fit in there, okay? That's what's going to be like. So we're going to have 2 layers of stuff that we can put in our tray. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this hot glue on around the edge, because this is all going to go on here. Oops. Try not to drip down the side, although it's not going to really hurt it too much because then it will adhere down the side. But I'm going to use this other glue, which will not dry right away. It'll take a while to dry on top of that. And then that will help adhere it. And I'm mainly going to put that on the sides, and that's going to help me get that to stay permanently. So that is going to go right in here because it doesn't fit flat, so I need it to adhere on the sides. So I'm going to do that. Okay, and it's sitting in there pretty flat. It feels pretty good. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to adhere this to that, okay? So I'm going to put some hot glue on first. I'm going to put it on top. I'm putting lots. Some of it's dripping, that's okay. I don't want to move too much dripping, but okay. Because that can come off later. All right, so now I'm going to take some of this glue and put it on top of that. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this on and just let it sit on top, just like that. And that's going to give me enough of a base that I can put this on top of there, okay? Now my problem with this is, again, it doesn't go flat in there. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put most of my glue around this edge. And that's what we're going to do. Get another glue stick again. I'm going to put all my glue right here. And I'm probably going to go around it a couple times. Just to make sure I get it on there. Good. And then again, I'm going to use this glue. And this is just going to make it permanent. And it'll take 24 hours for it to completely dry. So, all right, so that's what we've done here. And I'm going to let that, I've got a little bit of glue in there. It doesn't really matter. So then this has to go, I got stuff falling all over here. This has to go on here, centered as much as possible. And I'm going to press down on it. We have to wait for the glue to completely dry. Okay, so that is going to work like that. And we're going to have a nice little Lazy Susan double decker sorter. Here's that one. And then here's that one. So I think that that is a cool way of using stuff and reusing stuff. Thrift storing stuff for things that you may want to use in your craft room. So I hope that helped people. I'm pretty excited because now I have two little pieces that will help me out. I'm not sure where I'm putting each of them, but I do like them and I think they're going to be great. So, all right, take care. We'll see you next time.